What's unusual about your body? I was born with one kidney. But my one kidney is the size of two combined. So I have one super kidney. Adult knee. Thank you, this made me laugh so hard and it's so stupid too. My hair started losing its color when I was 10 years old. I used to be brunette. My hair has been completely silver and white since my 20s. My granddaughter's hair was said to be so black that it had a blue shimmer to it in the sun. Until she was 17, then it turned snow white. That sounds like she was destined to save the 5 kingdoms or something magical. When I was born, none of my organs were in the places they should be. Had 5 surgeries after birth to get everything moved around and put to right places. Luckily, no issues since. 2 of my toes on each foot are webbed halfway. The index and middle toe, each side. Nothing else. I can't swim any faster, which I personally think is bullshit. Same. The frog life chose us, brother. I have a rare condition in which my large intestine is smashed over to one side of my torso and my small intestines are smashed over to the other side. The only reason we discovered it is that one day, they decided to physically switch places, causing extreme pain. They have switched places a total of 4 times in my life. It's really painful and kinda gross hearing your goopy bits flop around inside of you. The second half of this sounds straight out of a body horror alien movie. Not the same OFC, but I once had part of a kidney cut out due to monster kidney stones. Anyway, I developed a chest infection in the days after surgery whilst bedridden and ripped the internal stitches numerous times. Couple of blood transfusions needed. The blood in my torso coagulated into one solid jelly mass, and every time I would turn onto a different side in my hospital bed, it would make an audible peeling noise before dropping and finding a new position on the side of my torso I was lying on. The feeling of that big clot moving between my organs, and the accompanying noises and discomfort, was almost as bad as the kidney stones themselves. Fucking awful. One of my balls hangs lower than the other 2. Oh, that's norm. Wait a second. Wait a third. Well, I am an achondroplastic dwarf, so let's see. I'm 4'0" tall at 29 years old male. I have disproportionately short limbs compared to my torso. I can barely put my hands in my trouser pockets because they are so short. I also need to get all my trousers cropped. 3/4 length trousers can also work as full length for me. I have what is called trident hand configuration. Basically my hands naturally split into the Vulcan hand sign, like 3 prongs. It's a common way to identify achondroplasia in the womb and how I was diagnosed. I did have bowed legs. I needed to have my legs broken and straightened when I was a kid. That was fun. Can't fully straighten my arms. Even when fully extended, they are slightly bent. Also can't raise them much beyond my shoulder. Super handy when you're 4 fucking feet tall and everything is out of reach. Absolutely stellar. I have monolids despite being a white AF Scottish guy in a family with no monolids. That and frontal bossing and a depressed nasal bridge is the package dwarf face deal when it comes to achondroplasia. Guarantees that you'll always get random strangers approaching you going, "Aren't you that guy from Time Bandits?" Despite the fact that you were born in 1994. There's more stuff, but I could be here all day. Edit, just to be clear, these are all symptoms of my dwarfism. It's not like I've been super unlucky and got a bunch of unrelated conditions. Just one mutation can cause all this. The body is great, isn't it? My heart is bionic at this point. I've had 4 open heart surgeries, aorta and mitral valves are now titanium. It makes a ticking noise like a clock. I'm only 30. Hopefully I live longer. Man's got ubercharged heart. My sweat is extra acidic. I can fully rust guitar strings in a week or 2, and have eaten holes on 2 laptops where I rest my hands, both happen within a year of use. This is a superpower. Man has acid no jutsu. My torso is longer than it should be in comparison to my legs. Like, my legs stopped growing before my upper body did or something. I knew a guy who was the opposite. When he was sitting at a table, he seemed regular height, as in he had an average torso length. But, when he stood up he was like 6'6" or something. It was all in his legs. My circumcision was fucked up so my dick looked like the Demogorgon. Edit, wow. This is the most love my wiener has ever gotten. Love you all. Thank you for the support. Flower Wiener Gang. I agree. I feel for you, but the Demogorgon comment made me chuckle. What are you agreeing with, bruh? He said his dick is fucked up. I agree. I'm a medical mystery in that I got a salmonella infection in a cyst on my spleen, and to this day no one knows how it possibly got there. Somebody stabbed you with raw chicken and it formed a cyst. That's my theory and I'm sticking to it. Nah, It was a casualty of war for attacking the cuckoos in Kakariko village. In my 60s and I don't have gray hair. It's mousy brown, so when people insist I dyed it, I tell them I wouldn't pay money for such a dull color. You lucky dog. I sneeze when really hungry. I didn't think I would find anyone else that does this. Everyone I told thought that I was fucking insane. I do this too. If I get too hungry to the point of starting to feel sick, I can end up sneezing lol. No idea why though, any ideas? Oh. My sister does this. She starts sneezing, her husband makes her a sandwich otherwise she turns evil. Kind of an early warning system. Just got this vision of someone sneezing and everyone panicking, then after 5 minutes she goes green and scaly and starts terrorizing villagers. Close. Claws and long strands of hair rather than green scales. Villages are over it, to be honest. Small hole at the base of my spine just before my asshole. To clarify, I'm not talking about the actual asshole itself, I'm talking about a small hole an inch above it. Edit. It's not a cyst, I was born with it. I have something similar. Mine bleeds occasionally. How lovely. The heart inside of me isn't mine. And that I was on life support that caused nerve damage in my leg so I don't get goosebumps on my left thigh. It wasn't yours originally, but the original owner gave it to you. No takesy backsies. I don't think they need it anymore. At least, I hope not. My superpower is that I don't get hangovers. Neither do I unless I drink, then I do. I used to have hangovers. I still do, but I used to, too. When I was a baby I got a vaccine in my ass cheek and it got infected. It was left alone so long that it got infected all the way down my muscle on everything the needle touched. They had to cut it out and for a couple of years I didn't have an ass cheek, then my ass grew in all right and now it just looks like I have a dimple. It's by my hip so it doesn't look weird and everyone that's seen it has said it adds character lol, but to me it's just a crater on my ass and Therese no muscle there, and if I touch the middle it still hurts. I fell on a rusty nail as a toddler. Luckily a good squeezing of the resulting infection, no joke, that is the only treatment they gave 3-year-old me, was enough. I later developed severe infections in both my hips, so I have had 2 hip operations to clear the infection with 1+ month hospital stay and learning how to walk again. And a total hip replacement on one side. Both my knees are shot and I'm looking towards a semi-robotic future where all the joint below my hips might need to get replaced. Also have hormonal issues caused by the sepsis, IBS from the antibiotics, my thyroid doesn't work and I'm susceptible to infections. But I have a cute dimple on my ass, in the words of my mother. My stomach is 1/10 the size it should be. I'm a cheap date because I can get drunk off nothing and it's nearly impossible for me to overdrink. Do you have to eat smaller portions more often rather than 3 bigger meals a day or? My grandpa had 3/4 of his stomach removed from cancer and then lived another 30 years. He was thin but always having little meals here and there. He couldn't eat a lot at once. So if he had 25% and the op is 10%, I've got to bet on teeny meals. My internal organs are all flipped 180 degrees. So everything's backwards. Situs inversus totalis. Edit, sorry I should have clarified better. Not flipped in place but completely mirrored. So organs are on opposite sides as well. Have you considered facing the other way? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, or check out our other content. Thank you for watching, and have a fantastic day.